It's not slow. That one you have entered the hole. It's not slow as people like, just as I said before, people will just feel like as I come. It's a process. When the CVR started, people just like very lukewarm about it. If you go to some local government from morning till evening, you won't see anybody coming out to register. But as we are winding up, human beings by their nature, as we are winding up, the premonition of if I didn't do this, I won't have card again. See people trooping down. Of course, thank God you saw the crowd. The crowd, even at the canopy outside and the crowd inside. That is what human beings are for. And they can't just expect that as you just come, they just register you and you go. Look at the crowd. That's why we give number. As you come in, you take your number, you sit down, take numbers, you sit down. As the ones outside and inside are coming out, the ones outside are entering in 20s, so that we can attend to everybody.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Primarald TV, and we are live at the INEC headquarters in Bayelsa State. Now, the scenario here, or rather, the scenery here, is somewhat very peaceful. It almost feels like there is nobody in this compound, but trust me, there are a lot of Nigerians in this compound for their INEC registrations. To my left, I see a lot of Nigerians who are seated waiting to be attended to, and then to my right there is the Professor Mahmoud Yakub Media Center, and that is the hall where the actual registration is taking place. There are also a lot of Nigerians in there, and they are currently being attended to. We are here to give an on-the-field assessment of what is going on. Do remember that a lot of Nigerians on social media especially are complaining about the fact that they go online to do the online registration and the INEC portal, as it were, or the website is not functioning, so to speak. But then we are here to get an on-the-spot assessment of what is actually happening to create a balance of this story. We hope that we'll speak to some of the Nigerians who are here to tell us how they feel about the process, how it's been so far. And we hope that we'll also speak to some of the INEC officials who are here. So let's go in and talk to Nigerians.
Actually, it's going well. Actually, after I just done my friends for them to do. It's going like somehow slow. Apart from the network, because I heard about some persons that came the other day. They complain that time one they close by 2 o'clock, and the network is bad. Even since last week, we are not able to do that. So even till now, they are still doing it. Like 1 or 2 persons I know that complain that since last week that they've been coming, up till now they are still waiting for the queue. So that's just it. The process is kind of slow based on the network.
Good afternoon. My name is Weri Sokosikeme. The process is going very well, but just that sometimes the network is disturbing and it's also coming back. You can see the process is going and the people are registering. As our staff, they are doing well, they are trying. So let's keep on. As the process is going on, let them come and register. We have service to register the people, so let them come and register because the process is still going to end next month on the 10th of July. So we thank them for the people as they are coming to register. They are at least the process is going well. There's no trouble. They are registered. They are voters card. So even me too, I have my own.
My name is Dr. Olakme Precious. I'm from Kulukmopokma local government area of Bayelsa State, precisely Gbedi Ward 11. Today I came to the INEC State Center for me to carry out the voter registration. And I observed that a lot of persons seated outside, and it was difficult for them to carry out the voter registration. I inquired from the officials that are carrying out the registration, and they said that they have just 3 laptops carrying out the registration. Sometimes they're having network glitch, and it makes it a bit difficult for them to carry out the registration. And I think it's in order for me to call out to the government of Bayelsa State to see how they could collaborate with INEC, because the laptops they have, just 3. I don't know if they could accept collaboration. I think the government should see how possible, because we need to increase our voting strength in the state. We need to see how we can encourage our people to carry out more of the voter registration, because that's what shows our strength. That's what shows our population. So at least if the government can collaborate with INEC, get more laptops, get more personnel. We can even get more of the voting centers, registration center that we can register as much as the people are desiring to register. But as it stands now, to register even up to 70 persons a day is a problem. And we have a lot of persons seated outside under the sun. They feel frustrated and they go home. And I think this is what is happening most part of other parts in Nigeria, where we see that people of 16, 10 years, 12 years are registering. When it gets to time of election, we see that the voting margin is very big. But in actuality, sometimes it's not that really high. So I think the government should collaborate. Forget about INEC as an independent body. See how possible ways, because even single corporate organizations can collaborate as well. So the government of Bayelsa State, please, Senator Edri and the led prosperity government, see how you can collaborate with INEC. And just discuss with them how fast can we register our people in this that any possible way, because the process is actually slow.
My name is Mr. Utong Awajoni Christian. I am a deputy director and the head of department, voter education, publicity, gender, and inclusivity, INEC Bayelsa State.
Okay, so tell us about the CVR that's currently going on. There are many complaints that the process is slow. Why is that so, sir?
Well, the CVR, as I mentioned before, is continuous voter registration. It didn't start today. It started in phases. The first phase started on the 25th of August 2025 last year. And by 10th of December, same last year, we concluded that phase.
Yeah.
Now did a display of what we registered for people to come and see, to make claims and objection as to the authenticity of the information recorded or entered for them by the registrant, by the registration officers.
Yeah.
On the 5th of January 2026, Commission started the second phase of the same CVR and closed by April. By May 11th, that is the phase we are in now. They call it the third phase and the final phase of the what we are doing now. By the schedule of the commission, it will end on the 10th of July. All right. When the CVR started, people just like very lukewarm about it. If you go to some local government from morning till evening, you won't see anybody coming out to register. But as we are winding up, human beings by their nature, as we are winding up, the premonition of, if I didn't do this, I won't have card again. See people trooping down. Of course, thank God you saw the crowd. The crowd, even at the canopy outside and the crowd inside. That is what human beings are for. And they can't just expect that as you just come, they just register you and you go. Look at the crowd. That's why we give number. As you come in, you take your number, you sit down, take numbers, you sit down. As the ones outside and inside are coming out, the ones outside are entering in 20s, so that we can attend to everybody. Of course, you know that people that are working there too are human beings. If you crowd them, ventilation is also a factor in CVRO. When you give them space to do their work, one after the other, it makes work easier. A typical example is you go to the road when we close on work, everybody wants to go.
Yeah.
You see, hold up.
Yeah.
But if you take those vehicles to line up one after the other, you see that within a space of 5 minutes, the whole road is clear. But because everybody wants to go at the same time, you see cars jam packing. They form three queues, 3 lines, even on a small, tiny road. That is exactly the same thing that's happening in CPR. But if you ask them a little patience, one after the other, you see that within a space of 1 hour, 2 hours, the whole place is clear. But because everybody want to do, I want to do and go, want to do and go. That's why you're seeing this crowd. So we are appealing and begging whoever that comes in to register. Don't just come with the message from the heart as long as you just come. They'll just register you and you go. You meet people. Yeah. Perhaps you meet people that came before you who are so queuing. You should queue and join the line so that the people that are registering will also do it a seamless exercise. That's our plea.
Okay, so but another question I would like to ask: why is the process slow? A lot of people are complaining that the process is slow. Why is it slow?
It's not slow. That's why you have entered the hole. It's not slow as people like, just as I said before, people will just feel like as I come. It's a process. That's why we told them before you come here, for the young ones who are computer savvy, at the confines of your house, at the conference of your room. The portal is there. www.cvro.inecnigeria.org. You as a person want to register, go to that portal. You can register yourself. We call it e-registration. All those bio informations about you, your surname, your name, your sex, your age, your address, everything about you, you can register yourself. Only to come here to do the capturing. It's a seamless exercise. But people will not want to do that. When you come here and you're seated before me, I begin to type your name. What is your name? Sometimes the village is a local name now. I'm not from Bayelsa State. Give me a local name. Ayiba K. Priye. I'll be fumbling with the keyboard so as to get your name correctly. Surname, first name, middle name. Then they will not take off here. Then sometimes, where is your polling unit? Some also don't even know their polling unit. And if you are giving me difficult in registering you, you can't go within 2 minutes. You can also go within 5 minutes. But if you register yourself and generate a slip from a code from internet and bring, as you come, just to present it, me, I've seen the name, just to type, get all the information and just capture you. But when you don't do the pre, you come, I'm starting afresh for you. You can't go in 2 minutes. However strong I am, even if I did type 300 words in 1 minute, you cannot go in 2 minutes. Those are the part of the challenges you have. Assuming that everybody who's coming to register has pre-registered themselves through the portal. It's just to come and give us your facials and your biometrics, your finger, and you go. So it's not that slow as people are thinking. It's not that slow. It's just the process involved.
All right, sir. So, but one more question. You talked about the pre-registration, which can be done online. There are complaints also from Nigerians that they are trying to do the online registration, but they are having difficulties accessing the INEC site. Now, some people over there are also saying in the hall when we went there, some of the people who were there were saying that probably you guys are having some server issues. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I wouldn't say we're having any cyber issue. It can be just the network. I said if nobody has any difficulty in accessing the portal, it's a network issue, not a cyber issue. Not a server issue. Because all the things that are registered is going to the server. If the server is blocked, it means we are not doing any registration. But at least we are doing registration. It's going to the server. It's not a server issue. It's a network issue for those who can. I think you went to the hall and saw them registering.
Yeah.
So if it is a server issue, they can't register because it is not going. If I register you, I couldn't save. I register you, I couldn't upload.
Yeah.
It becomes a server issue. But if I register you and send, it has gone. It has gone into the client, it has gone into the server. So, but if there's a problem of accessing network, if you try the first time, you can keep trying. You can keep trying. The network issue. If you register yourself, they bring the slip and come, then we'll do the rest thing.
All right. So, lastly, what advice do you have for Nigerians, sir, regarding this process?
All right, just as we've been preaching, each time we go to engage the public in any of our outreach programs, we tell them the only surest way for you to decide who leads you is by voting. You vote in a leader, you vote in a representative. And the only way you can vote such a person is to have a permanent voter's card that enables you to vote. And the only way you can have a permanent voter's card is to register yourself as a voter, which is what we are doing now. So we are telling Nigerians, just as you can hear in some clients, voting is not done on social media, voting is not done on the pages of the internet, voting is not done just by the roadside noise. Voting is done by physical engagement, intentional physical engagement through casting of the ballot, which can be done by the permanent voter's card, which can also be done through CVR. So we are begging Nigerians that if you want to actually be involved and partake or participate in the 2027 general election, so that your voice can be heard, so that you can also be a determinant of who leads, you cannot just come from your house and do it. The only surest way is for you to have a permanent voter's card. It's not also bought in the market. It's not picked by the roadside. You must be intentional to get it. And getting it is means you must register yourself as a voter. So we are begging Nigerians, come out and register those who have not registered and vote. Part of the problem people are having is that even as we keep preaching, the CVR is not for everybody. It is only for those who know for sure that they've not registered at all before in any of these our registration exercises from 2011. Now, if you have a card for 2011, it's still valid. 2015 is still valid. 2023 is still valid. If you have PVCs of those years, it's still valid. So you don't need to register again. Except if you lost that card, if you lost any of those cards, or if those cards are damaged, or they are defaced, or you want to change any information, you don't need to auto register. All you need to do when you come, just tell them I registered so time, but I couldn't find my card. My card is misplaced. My card is lost. What the people will do now, the registration officers, is just to look at your particular. If you're able to mention your surname, mention your date of birth, they will just check in the system and your particulars will prompt out. Then they will now apply for a reprint of that card for you. Perhaps when you register your email, maybe somebody inputted female for you and you want to correct that. You don't need to register again. Give us your particulars. We prompt your particulars out from the system and we can apply for change of personal information for you on the card. If your card is damaged, maybe perhaps you don't know, you start on it or you keep it somewhere and it's broken, the antennas couldn't catch again, not do wrong. You don't need to register again. Just tell us that my card is damaged, it's defaced. We couldn't read information on it. We apply for a new card for you. That is for those who have challenges with their card.
What about those who have relocated from one?
Same thing. That's a transfer. We are applying for a transfer. We transfer your voting particulars from any place you registered before to a new.
So does that mean
place.
the person will still get a new card?
Yes, you get a new card with the new place.
Okay.
But all these ones are covered by the portal. You can transfer yourself from Delta to Bayelsa. That same portal. All you need to do is when you finish, you submit. You submit it. It will go. Then you only come to do a capturing of your face and your fingers. Everything about CVR is covered by the portal. That's why I say it is seamless. INEC does not say that somebody will come and spend 2 minutes or 3 minutes registering, because every activity done under the CVR is covered by the portal. The window in the portal covers everything. So if you do that, when you come, I've registered myself, I want to do a transfer. Where do you want to transfer to? It's here. It's done. Very seamlessly. That's why we say, for the elderly ones who are not computer savvy, no problem. But for the youths, within the age bracket of students, they have Android phones. They do all sorts of things with their Android phone. They can also register themselves, pre-registration. They can apply for transfer, apply for reprint, apply for correction of information. The only thing they will do now is just to come and match their face with their finger with what they have done, so that it becomes authentic.
With less than a month to the end of the continued voters registration, it is our hope that most Nigerians who are yet to register will take advantage of the process so that they can be a part of the 2027 general elections. On the part of INEC, we have heard from the Deputy Director who has taken his time to explain why things are the way they are. It is our hope that Nigerians would also do their part so that we can have a seamless process. From the INEC headquarters in Yenagoa, this is MX9 for Primarald TV.